Morning, gents.
Morning.
Okay, the reason we've got both cars here today, although it's the Evora test drive, is because the object of this exercise is to show you that the core values that's always been noticed is handling, lightweight, economy. It's all been carried over from Elise, into the new Evora platform. Evora is a lot more sophisticated than it's supposed to be. I mean, what we've tried to create here is an everyday Lotus, and I think we've done it pretty well. I mean, but you guys will be the judge ultimately. It's very refined. It's got all the mod cons that you need. And when you get into the car, you're going to be comfortable. You're going to feel like this is the kind of car I want to get in and drive, to Cape Town and back. It's not as hardcore as Elise and Exige is. Elise and Exige is basically it's a track car. It's a track car that you can drive to the track and back to your house, and it will give you 10 million different types of fronts. That car is very capable on the track, but the reason we're not launching it on the track like we did in the past with Elise and Exige is because it's not what we built the car for. I mean, I've tried myself to sit in the back there, but maybe 2 blocks.
That's good.
Yeah. But if it's me, my wife and my son, and even another little one, it's perfect. But also extra stacking space. And the seats in the back are an option. I mean, you can either have a parcel shelf or you can have the seats in the back. So, a lot of things that you're not used to seeing in Lotus electronic brake release. In the back here, it's a V6. It's sourced from Toyota. All the telemetry and stuff is done by Lotus. So engine management, the whole works. The reason they're using this engine is because it's extremely reliable and very economical. And the first thing that Lotus wants to do is make sports cars that are environmentally friendly. So you'll even find that the gearing on this car is set up in such a way that it's economical. You can optionally have the sports ratio gearbox, which will give you a much more aggressive ratio when you're driving around. But the purpose of this car is to give you economy with performance. So you'll find a lot of torque. I mean, the engine gives you a hell of a lot of torque. So the performance, the way the car feels belies what it says on paper, because it feels a lot faster than what the figures actually are. Optional on this car, you've got a sports ratio, sports pack. Sports pack gives you a little bit extra throttle response. Also cuts out the ABS a little bit, so it doesn't come in as quickly as it normally does. You've got a little button on the dashboard that you press for that. Also on the back, the only visual difference on the rear is that you've got the rear sports diffuser. So the black diffuser on the bottom. They say you can fit a set of golf clubs in here, but I guess it's just a very small set.
Yeah, exactly.
But it does go pretty deep into the sides of here. Optional features on the outside of this car, it's got the rear park distance control. It's got the black forged yellow wheels.
Those are nice.
Right. So those are option from the standard silver wheels. And then that's pretty much it from the outside. Standard features in South Africa, you've got xenon lights, which is unique to our market. It's not a cost. It's just the same.
And upholstery?
Upholstery, you get standard, you get a half leather, half cloth. The cloth is a high-tech cloth, so it's very silver. It goes like in a ring around. And then you've got the inserts in the seats of the cloth, and then the side upholstery is leather. This has got the full comfort pack inside it, which gives you full leather in the car. And you can have a choice of about 5 different colors. When you get into this vehicle, you're going to realize that you're sitting in something that's very comfortable and well made. It's all hand built. So it's going to be very few cars built. I mean, we're planning on doing 2,000 cars this year for the whole world.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does it take to build one on average?
Say about 16 weeks. 16 weeks to build. And we're only bringing in whatever we sell. So every car that we come into South Africa will be bespoke. We're not going to do stock. We want to protect the market. We want to keep it very exclusive. And the biggest problem that you have in controlling your second-hand volumes is stock. If you've got too much stock, you're under pressure to sell. So the factory is supporting us in that way that it will be very limited amount of cars. I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, at 900,000 Rand, you can buy. You've got a selection of cars to choose from. I mean, you can get into second-hand Porsches. You can have GTR for a little bit more. Actually, if you have a full spec Lotus with all the options on it, you're looking at GTR kind of money. But the whole idea behind this is that it's enthusiastic, it's very emotional. I mean, if you look at the car, it's quite a sexy sports car. I mean, it looks like a junior supercar.
Exactly.
and the performance is there. But it's pure Lotus, so everything inside is functional. It's ergonomic, so it's exactly where you need it to be. But the overwhelming sensation will be in the drive and not in all the gadgetry. But we've got satellite navigation, which I'll show you when we're inside the car, which is an option. You've got a very nice sound system in the car. Then it's quiet. The windows and stuff are down. We're very much sealed. We've got a little bit of noise intrusion, but it's just designed there so that you understand what the engine's doing.